A Lyft driver spotted a wrong-way driver on I-91 on their way to the airport. That car crashed moments later, and both people inside died. Chief investigative reporter Sam Smink dug into the data behind wrong-way crashes. She is sharing where these crashes seem to happen most and why. Sam.
Aaron, because of how often they're happening, we started looking at wrong-way crashes involving injuries or fatalities going back to 2019. The numbers are, quote, staggering, according to people within the state who are working to stop these from happening. And those people tell us exclusively tonight they're expanding a project that will hopefully stop wrong-way drivers in their tracks.
With seconds to spare, watch as this Lyft driver swerves just in time to avoid being hit by a wrong-way driver. It happened on I-91 in Windsor shortly after midnight. Investigators say Dominique Loisel and James Bowen, both from Massachusetts, were driving south on the northbound side before crashing into another car. The two died while another person in the car they hit went to the hospital. That's just the most recent wrong-way crash. In July, officials say a woman drove in the wrong direction on I-291 in Manchester and struck a tractor-trailer head-on. The next day, a wrong-way driver caused a vehicle to flip over in Waterbury.
What we're seeing on our roads right now is really staggering, and it's alarming.
The Channel 3 I-team did the math. 41 people have died and 100 people have been injured in wrong-way crashes in Connecticut since 2019. This year has seen more crashes than the others.
There are numbers that we haven't seen really since like the 1980s in terms of fatalities on the roadway.
Eric Jackson is the executive director of the Connecticut Transportation Institute. He says crash data shows most of the wrong-way crashes occur between 11 p.m. and 4 in the morning, with drivers under 35 being the ones most often driving the wrong way.
Traffic speeds are up and risk-taking behavior is significantly up.
Another common denominator, impairment. Nearly all drivers involved in fatal crashes since 2019 had alcohol and/or drugs in their system.
So a lot of the drivers are impaired, and they're not just a little bit impaired. A lot of times the BAC level is, 2 to 3 times the legal limit, and they have additional drugs in their system.
When looking at the numbers, Channel 3 found most fatal crashes are happening in Hartford, New Haven, New London, and Fairfield counties. As for crashes involving just injuries, we've seen the most crashes on Interstate 15 heading north, 95 heading north, crashes on both the north and south sides of Route 8, and many on 84 West. The State Department of Transportation has identified these areas as hotspots.
Those are locations that, due to the infrastructure, the on-ramp and off-ramp are right next to each other.
And the areas are more densely populated, meaning more drivers, potentially impaired ones.
There are bars, restaurants, active nightlife in the area.
Starting in January, the DOT plans to install bright flashing lights at 16 identified locations. They've also added high visibility signs at on and off ramps. But we've learned because of how often these crashes are happening, workers have already started putting the new lights in at 7 more locations. The work will be up and running by the end of the year.
Detects a vehicle entering the ramp in the wrong direction. It will turn on bright red flashing LED lights, which will hopefully stop a motorist in their tracks.
And the biggest thing you can do, don't drive impaired. If you want a chance to look at all of this data yourself, I've included 2 maps in this article on our website. You can see the location of each crash as well as what time it occurred and other relevant information. Reporting for the I-Team, I'm Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.